Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Monday, July 17th, 2023, and welcome to my studio. I'm Verna Mullen from Stampin' Notes, and I have some great cards to share with you today featuring the new exclusive bundle, Trucking Along. It's an exclusive, online exclusive product. So I have 4 cards to share with you. And this bundle comes with this adorable little punch here and this really cool stamp set. I will show that to you. I left it on my cupboard. And it has great sentiments as well as like seasonal Christmas images. There's some scenery images, some trees. There's a back rack for your truck. Different stamps to color in the truck, some clouds, some trees, even a palm tree, and some gifts, and some really nice special delivery, farm fresh. Every day is a fresh start. So sending you sunny thoughts, wishing you a festive Christmas. Lots of fun with this one. And you have the opportunity to get free card kits from me featuring the cards in this class today. All you have to do is place an online order in my store of $40 or more before tax and shipping, and I will send you the kits to make one of each of the cards we're going to make. If your order is $50 or more, I will send you a pack of gems, new current gems from the current catalog, with a $50 or more purchase this week using this host code right here, 7AHNZ9TG. Okay, and thank you for participating last week. Lisa Boyle is the winner of some gems, and all you have to do is to participate is to comment and share, and you will be put into a drawing for some gems and sometimes it's new designer series paper or gems. So hi, Cynthia. Nice to have you here. And anyways, it has been, my hands are all dirty from deadheading my mom's daylilies today. You would think it was ink, but no, it is flower dye. And she had some surgery. She's doing really well right now. And so I've been watering her. She has quite an extensive collection of daylilies, and I've been watering them for her and helping her out. So I'm just trying to straighten this a little bit. It's a little crooked in the camera. We'll see if that makes it better or worse. I'll move my phone a little bit. So thanks for being here and watching. If you're on, just say hi and tell me where you're from. It's always fun to see new people and participants, and say hi to people that have been on before. So, okay, so we're going to get started. So the designer series paper that I'm pairing this up with is the beautiful one horse open sleigh. I can see this is really crooked and it's just bugging me. Okay. No, that's making it worse or better. Let's try turning the phone this way. So the one horse open sleigh designer series paper is, let me turn it this way a little more. Move that out of there. It has gorgeous scenery. And guys, you are going to want to scoop this up right away. There's 4 pieces of each one, and of course it has beautiful color on the back side. I mean, look at this with the tree image, and here's one with a fox. Isn't it beautiful? Hi, Anne. Thank you so much, Anne. I appreciate that. Yep, she's starting to do a lot better. And here's another scenery. There's a front and the back. This one, front and back. And this one here with the A-frame house. Beautiful. And there's the back of this one, I think, is red. Yep. And this one is, isn't that pretty? That's kind of fallish. It's got little touches of red. Here's one with a snow scene. So we're going to have a little bit of Christmas in July here today. I'm still trying to move this so it's not driving me nuts. Probably driving you guys nuts. Here's another one with that little A-frame from the side. Okay, let's go back this way. All right. So this is gorgeous paper, and again, this is called One Horse Open Sleigh. And I will put a link in the comments of where you can order from my store and with the supply items. I was going to see if I had the back of this to tell you what that is. And I'm not seeing it. Okay, so the first card we're going to start with, I have a piece of Pebble Path, which is kind of that really cool grayish brown stone color. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to just fold it in half, or you can score it at 4 1/4 and then burnish it with a bone folder. I see that there's an old banner on here. It should say, sorry about that. It should say card class with trucking along cards, but anyways. All right, and we're gonna take a piece of that designer series paper that I've cut. And this, isn't this pretty? It's got like that Pebble Path and crumb cake, just trees. That's the back of it. And we have a piece of crumb cake here. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down on my card base. And I'm using Seal Plus. Yeah, we have smoky air here today from our friends in Canada. Okay. And we're going to put that on our card base. And I'm going to take a piece of our crumb cakes stitched ribbon. It's that beautiful crumb cake, and it has the stitching along it. And I must have brought it over here, and I'm not. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, so we want just enough to go around our designer series paper here. I'm going to cut a piece off of my snips. So this is probably about 6 inches. And I'm just going to want it about there. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to, you can use your Seal Plus or just regular tape. I'm going to use just regular tape to hold that down. Hey, Margaret. Okay, just like that. Let's see if that's straight. Nope, it's a little crooked. This end has to come up a little bit. And I'm making a mess of the ribbon. It's okay, it's not going to show. And my wire just fell. I'll prop that back up there. Move that out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere this down on our other layer, our crumb cake layer. So this bundle, the Trucking Along, it was the stamp set that went out of inventory, but it's available now. So the bundle is available. And we're going to center that on our crumb cake cardstock, just like that. Okay, now I have a piece of scrap cardstock right here, and we're going to stamp our truck. So I'm gonna, and this is the truck stamp. It does the whole outline of the truck. And I'm gonna do it in crumb cake. Well, Margaret, I didn't start till 3:30 because I was still had some things to do. And yes, Mom is doing much better, thank you. And I was telling the girls that are on here that my fingers are all stained from deadheading daylilies. I forgot about that. She has a large daylily collection. I do too, actually. And I was up there watering for her today. So actually, we're just getting started with this set, and paired it along this trucking along with a one-horse open sleigh set. I'm going to bring in my old piercing mat, which is really grungy to look at. But photopolymer stamps really stamp much better on some kind of a pad, a mat, or even a magazine if you have one. And there's a second truck stamp that's just like this. It doesn't do the wheels, but it adds color. So I'm going to go ahead and do this in crumb cake over this one. See if I better stand up to look at that. Okay. Okay, so you can see I've got it up just a little bit, but it's really cool because it leaves these little white marks, the little edge there. And then there's a second stamp for the wheels, or another stamp for the wheels, and I'm going to do them in basic black. Oh, you ordered another one? Yeah, that paper is just beautiful. Okay, so this is basic black, and I'm just doing the tires in the center. And I hope I'm lining this up right. Okay, that's up too high. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit. Okay, that's better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and punch the truck out. So I'm bringing in that same punch, and this is our truck. It does like the fender, the window, and I think this must be the wheel. So you could do the wheels with the fender if you wanted them a different color. And you turn it upside down so you can see where you're positioning your stamped image. Maybe about like that. Okay, and we'll set that aside. We're going to bring our card back in. Well, I need to stamp a tree in the back for the back of the truck, and I'm grabbing a scrap piece of basic white cardstock, and this is the tree for the back of the truck. There's a more solid image and more detailed with drawing on it. And I'm going to do the detailed one in Old Olive. I'm going to stamp this up like that. And I'm going to stamp another one too, because maybe 2 more, because we're going to need it for a couple more cards. All right. Then I'm going to come in with the Mossy Meadow, which is darker. And I'm going to stamp over that. Oops, and that's not Mossy Meadow. Wipe that off. Okay, Mossy Meadow. Let's turn it the right way here. Now I am going to stamp off because I don't want it quite that dark. And you just stamp over it like that. I'm going to stamp off and stamp over it. Stamp off and stamp over it. This one is the best. The first one, I'm going to stamp over it a little bit again and get all the way to the edge here. Okay, that's better. Okay, so with these, you have to fussy cut them out. So I'm going to cut that straight and go around the edges of the branches here. Actually, I'm going to go like that. And try to just turn your paper and not your scissors. You'll get a smoother cut that way. Okay. So my husband was driving up the road today, and my son's chickens were out, and he heard all this squawking, and here's a gray fox in the road. He grabbed the chicken. Luckily, Mac came up through just in time, and the chicken got away. So, all right, so this tree leans toward, the top leans towards the truck. It's a little confusing at first. I'm just putting a little adhesive on the bottom edge of it. Oh, I was wondering about her, Margaret. Yeah, I will continue to pray for her. Aw, you'll have to keep us posted on her. Bless her heart. All right, so there's our tree in the truck. And we're gonna pop it on some dimensionals on the back of it. And I'm just gonna take my for my take your pick tool. And did I leave it over here? Well, I've got 2 and I don't see either one of them. Well, we'll just go with the fingers. Yes, if you think she'd enjoy cards, I'd love to send her a card. All right, and we're going to take the backing off these. Just like that. It's so easy to make beautiful cards with this designer series paper. And this is just a simple layout. Okay, so our truck is on the road there. Okay, and I'm gonna bring in my another piece of scrap crumb cake, and I'm gonna stamp special delivery. Special delivery. Okay, let's see. And I think I will stamp this in basic black. I really like the font in this and how it slants. The word delivery slants. All right. And we're gonna bring in the double oval punch and punch that out. So we want the bottom one here. And if I had cut that in a nice thin strip, I wouldn't be wasting the upper part of that. And then we're going to bring in a scrap piece of Pebble Path and punch out the base. We need some dimensionals on the back. All right, and okay, so it says special delivery, and I'm just going to take my liquid glue. This is Stampin' Up's Tombow glue. I just have it in a smaller needle tipped, thin tipped end of it, so it'll come out in a thinner stream. So isn't that a cute card? Very simple. And yet that designer series paper really adds a lot. And inside I've stamped wishing you a festive Christmas, and used some of a scrap piece of that same designer series paper, the one horse open sleigh. Oh, thank you, Margaret. And so that's that card. Okay, let's do our second card. And for this, we have a piece of the Early Espresso Designer Series paper. This is the dark brown. And we're going to burnish that. This is 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4, or just folded at 4 1/4. And I have cut a piece of the designer series paper. This is really cool. It has like a road going down through the trees in the woods there. And we're just going to go ahead and adhere that on. This is 5 1/4 by 4. And if you place an order with me for the kits and get the kits, you will also get the PDF tutorial for these cards. Okay, so I have a tag that I've die cut. Trying to think of the name of the dies. Something fancy. And I'm not seeing it. I'm going to grab another tag. It's probably right there. And I die cut it out of crumb cake. We're going to go ahead and stamp our little truck on it. And this time I'm going to use Old Olive. So I'm stamping the outline. And when you do that, you want to leave room. We're going to stamp a tiny sentiment right there. So you want to kind of move it to the right there. And we're doing the body of the truck. I better stand up. Let's see if I've got that over that right. Can't tell. Okay, it's not too bad. And you could color them in with Stampin' Blends so you can get more shading. That kind of thing. And the wheels or the tires. And I'm using the basic black. Oh, I'm off on that. All right, I'm going to bring in my black Stampin' Right marker and fix that. So the Stampin' Right markers have a brush tip and a bullet tip, and I'm going to use the smaller bullet tip. And just color that in, and I goofed the wheel. We'll see if we can make it work. Okay, we'll make this one a little bigger to go with that one. Okay. All right, so we've got our truck. We're gonna cut out I couldn't stamp the tree because it sticks up farther than the top of that tag. So I'm just cutting out this one. So when our kids were really young, we didn't have a lot of money, and we had some farmland up the road, and we went and cut down, it was like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. We took the kids in the pickup and went and cut the tree, but that's a fun memory. And it was a cold, bitter cold day. I remember it was pretty chilly. And we used to hay up there in the summer. And my husband was haying up there this week, and I hadn't been up there, I bet, in 30 years. And that was kind of fun to go up there. Now there's a beautiful cabin up there somebody owns, and it's changed, but some of it was still the same. All right, these tires are really bugging me. Well, I'm going to leave it. We'll leave it as is. Okay. So we're going to pop we got to stamp our little sentiment. There's a little sentiment that says Farm Fresh, and it's tiny, tiny. So you can stamp it on the truck door, but I'm going to stamp it up in the corner there. And probably what I'll do is later come in with my Old Olive blends and blend the color into that truck better. We're going to move on right now. And we need some dimensionals on the back here. I'll line them up. I generally put on quite a few. Okay. Inside, that's a good idea. I will do that. Okay, so this is going to go here on our card. And I'm going to add just a little bit of our linen thread. I may end up taking this off and redoing a little line of black inside the wheel wells. Up in here. Good idea. I'm going to make a little bit of a bow with the linen thread. And I usually double mine. I just like it a little heavier. I'm going to pull it down so it's pretty small. And it's just too long. Then we need a glue dot. I'm going to put it right here on the truck. Okay, so it says Farm Fresh, and then on the inside you can stamp whatever. I had put a piece of Designer Series paper across there like that. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, this tip is wider than it used to be. So yeah, that looks better, I think. Okay, except I goofed that. It kind of looks like it has a flat tire right there. I will probably redo that one. All right, so there's that card. Okay, card number 3 is going to be, it's going to be a similar, or I'm using the same paper, but this is going to be one of those corner flip fold cards. So I have a piece of Night of Navy cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to mark the end here at 2 1/8. So I'm putting my cardstock at 2 1/8. I'm marking right here in the center here. Then I'm going to score at 2 1/8. And the scoring blade is this lighter one right here. And 5 1/2 right here. You think it's too heavy, Margaret? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go from our center pencil mark on the end and go down to where it's scored at 2 1/8. We're going to cut that from here down to here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going from the 2 1/8 mark on the end, and we're going to cut that. Just like that. Okay. And now we're going to fold it like a Z fold. That flap will fold back. Okay, so I have some designer series paper from the One Horse Open Sleigh that I've cut. I have a piece, and this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That's going to go on the inside here. Okay, so it's a little larger than 5 1/4 by 4, so there should be just a little bit of an edge all the way around. Hey, Tony, nice to have you here. Oh, that's funny, Margaret. Funny, funny. Okay, then I have another piece of that same designer series paper. This is 4 1/8 by 3 1/4, and that's going to go on our front panel. Okay, just like that. Okay, and we need a piece that's 2 7/8, or if 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, if it's going to go all the way to the edge here. But I want a bit of a border, so I want to cut a piece of the designer series paper that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. So this is another scenic view in that Open Horse Sleigh designer series paper, and this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to pick out what I want. So I'm going to go for, I think, this right here, and I am just going to trace around this, and then I'm going to cut it out. All right. Actually, I want it over a little more. So I'm gonna move it over a little more. About like that. And I'll have to do some erasing. Whoops. All right. So I'm bringing my trimmer back in. And we're going to trim on those lines. And you know what I did? I cut it crooked. I think I gotta trim this off, I think. We'll soon find out. It was kind of goofed me up having the other lines there. All right. Whoops. All right, so I'm going to erase this. And that. Okay, so that's going to go, it's a little bit crooked. You know what, you guys, I got to do that again. I'm sorry. It's going to drive me nuts looking at it crooked. Okay, let's find out a piece of paper. Okay, so this is the area I want, and I want it up a little bit. Okay, let's try this again. See what else is going on. Allegheny County Fair opens this week. Okay, much better. There's just a sliver to cut right here. All right. All right, so we've got this nice scenery right here, and just like that. Okay, and I want to stamp a sentiment right here. And I'm going to stamp Happy Retirement. Okay, and this is from the Gone Fishing stamp set. And I'm going to use Night of Navy. And center right there. Right. And when you put glue on the back of this, you want to make sure it's just on this side, the back of this side of the designer series paper. Because if you don't, you're going to have a card that is glued shut. I might have gone a little over there. Let's see what happens. Yep. I'll just wipe that down. Okay, so, and then I have a piece of basic white cardstock that for the sentiment on the inside, or you could cut another square and put it here, but that designer series paper is so pretty. Hate to cover it up. So this is 4 1/8 by 3 1/4. We're going to put it down just like that. And then we're going to create our little, punch out our little pickup truck. It should go up here a little bit. To go down here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see about a red pickup truck. Let's try red and see what happens. Real red. to bring back in my cushion here. And I'm going to stamp the outline of the truck in basic black. Smallest roadster. Huh, that's cool. Bath, Steuben County is usually World's Fair, which is the oldest. Doesn't open until, it's usually the first or second week of August, I think. All right, and let's come in with our real red. And try stamping that again. It's better. And the wheels. Oh, I've lost, oh, here they are. Wrong way. Not bad. I'm going to grab my real red marker. And I want to fill this in right here. Just a little bit. And we'll punch it out. Okay, so we've got touches of red in this card. And yeah, I think that'll work. Maybe want them down a little bit. All right, let's grab some dimensionals and put on the back. So I have a fourth card that will be in your kits, and I will make it and show you later this week, but because of time, I don't want, it makes it long if I do another card. So all right. So bring this back in. We want our pickup about like that. So there's our happy retirement. And then you can put your sentiment here, and you could put something there if you wanted to. Oh, maybe I'll do it really quick. So I am going by this, flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I've not actually finished it. The other ones, I knew what I was doing. So I've got a piece of Lost Lagoon here. It's going to be similar to the other ones. I've got a piece of, another beautiful piece of that designer series paper. This has shades of Lost Lagoon and Pool Party in it. And let's do, I'm going to get some Pool Party ribbon. This is that satiny, beautiful ribbon. I can get it open here. Thanks, Anne. Okay, and I'm going to make a faux ribbon bow. I'm just going to have the tails. I'm going to tie it around my take your pick tool. And again, you guys, if you want the kits for these, you just need to place and the free PDF tutorial and order in my online store of $40 or more. And if it's $50 or more, I will send you a pack of current gems as a thank you. You do need to use this week's host code, and I'll put a link in that, an embedded host code link for ordering on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. And then if you comment and share, you'll be put into a drawing for goodies next week. Not sure which side is the right side of this ribbon. Okay, so we're gonna pull this over. And you'll notice that most of these layouts, except for the flip card, are basically the same, mainly because I want to feature the designer series paper. It's so beautiful. Right, and we're gonna, like, this would be a pretty card even without, just with a sentiment on it. So if you want to make great, beautiful cards without doing a ton of work for Christmas, this is your paper. All right, so we're laying that on the Lost Lagoon cardstock. I've got it a tiny bit crooked. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do a, I think a crumb cake. I'm gonna use crumb cake cardstock, and I'm gonna stamp. Actually, I think I'll stamp the outline in crumb cake, but I'm gonna grab the early espresso and stamp over it. All right, and we're going to do our second truck stamp in early espresso. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Let's do that again. This is where you need the stamparatus. And our wheels. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it so much. Okay. And those are up too high. Oh, that looks bad. I'm going to stamp some wheels right here. I'm going to come back in. Stamp the truck. I kind of like that color. And let's do the chassis again. That one wheel is off, but that's what happens stamping through, trying to stamp through the phone when you're filming. Well, I probably will end up using it, Margaret, especially for something like this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use it because this one isn't good. This one is iffy. But anyways, let's punch it and see what it looks like on there. Wrong punch. Oh, a shower of card pieces. Yeah, now on this card, you could stamp the sentiment right there. In fact, I think I will. I'm not going to put this truck down on here because I don't like it. I'm going to redo it. But this will be the fourth card. You'll get everything to make this. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp, it says, wishing you a festive Christmas. And I'm going to stamp that in the early espresso. Like, where did it go? Okay, wishing you a festive Christmas. It'd be cool if they came out with like a little pumpkin stamp that for the back of the truck. Yeah. So this is the fourth card. And I'm not going to adhere him down there because he's got to be redone. The tires aren't right. This is the third card. And there's our second card. And then, whoops, the second card and then the first card right here. So these were fun. I hope you enjoyed them and be watching. I'll probably be posting more this week made with this really cool bundle. So take care and thank you so much for joining me today. Happy stamping.